Hello, everybody. Welcome to All Villa, No Filler. Please remember to like and subscribe. Triple underlining the subscribe, because if you read the small print of Google, who owns YouTube, it says that if you don't subscribe to the All Villa, No Filler uh, podcast, the channel, you support Birmingham City. That is in the small print. So I'm just warning you, it means you're a Blues fan if you don't just click that subscribe button. So go and give us a click. Helps the podcast grow and all that, so we can keep doing this, particularly if you like what we do. Now, look, here I go. After all that, what is the news in the world of Aston Villa? Well, a couple of big updates. Firstly, let's start with some of the good news. Leon Bailey is on the brink of signing a contract with the mighty Aston Villa. Professor Unai Emery, at his press conference today, he said Bailey's commitment has improved. His focus, working harder every day, has improved. His way here, adding for us his skills, scoring goals, assists has improved. And you know what, Professor Unai? I agree entirely. I mean, think about it. Bailey has been absolutely electrifying this season. He's 26 years of age. He's made 10 starts for Villa this season, only 10, which is quite surprising. He's got 7 goals and 6 assists in that time. He's gaining a goal or an assist every 78 minutes in the Premier League this season. Quite frankly, the form that he's in is absolutely electrifying. He is one of the most electrifying players I have ever seen at Aston Villa on his current form. He is what The Rock was in WWE, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today. Well, Rock, what you need to do is you need to shine up your mantle as the most electrifying man. You need to take that down off your mantelpiece, walk up to Leon Bailey and present it to the Jamaican superstar that is Leon Bailey. I mean, to be quite frank, after 2 years at Aston Villa, did you really think that Bailey would reach the heights he's reached this season? The answer to me is no. I didn't think that. Fair play if you did. I think he'd become a frustrating and inconsistent player who would occasionally play a 10 out of 10 game, like when we beat Manchester United 3-1 last season. He was unstoppable in that game. Man United players were looking around going, "You're twisting my melon, man." Tearing those little Paul Weller haircuts they go for, tearing the Gallagher haircuts out. Well, he's twisting my melon, man. I can't cope with him. Leon Bailey's too much for me. I'm going back to Old Trafford to sit under a leaking roof and moan about it. Mark Goldbridge crying his eyes out about it, whinging and moaning probably. And that's how good Bailey was. He was 10 out of 10, but then he'd follow it up with a performance that would be a 4 out of 10, a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7 here, would be a 9, but it's back to 4. This season, ever since we beat Everton 4-0 at home at the very start of this season, Leon Bailey has been unplayable. And I was at that game, and Bailey was brilliant. He got a goal, an assist. Him and Diaby had a great relationship. And but I thought to myself, the thing is Bailey gonna, is this like what he's good? Is this going to be one great performance, then he's going to follow up with another run of, average performances? The answer is no. He's just been electrifying all season, as we saw against Sheffield United. When he got that ball from Ollie Watkins, I was sat in that Bramall Lane Stadium, looking around at all the Sheffield United fans going bastard like Sean Bean at the same time. And as soon as I saw Bailey get the ball, I thought, if he cuts inside, he's going to put it away. Cut inside, and I thought he's going to do it. And to place it where he did, you knew he'd put it there. You knew he'd place it sort of borderline top corner. It was such a difficult finish that he made, so it looked so easy. Against Burnley in the 3-2 last minute, his skill to generate the passage of play that led to the penalty, unbelievable. He against Newcastle when he came on, electrifying. The Rock looks at him and goes, "Even I wasn't that electrifying, jabronis." He just wasn't. He's been amazing. And as Professor Unai says, everything about him has improved, and he fully warrants a new contract. He just does. He has been brilliant. And long may this run of form continue. No longer when he gets hit with a heavy challenge does he stay down. He tends to just get up, or he'll ride the challenge. It is beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, Pau Torres, how handsome is that man? Him and Alex Moreno. My goodness, what is Spain producing? These beautiful specimens that come and play for Aston Villa. Well, He's started training with the group, as Professor Unai has said, and he's going to be on the bench tomorrow against Chelsea. Well, will he feature tomorrow against Chelsea in the FA Cup replay? I am inclined to think that he may get 20 minutes because, but I think that overall, what Professor and I would prefer to do is keep him safe for the Manchester United game this Sunday. Though it'd be good to get some minutes in them legs just to get him back into the run of things before going into what is no doubt going to be a heavy hitting, heavy metal game against Manchester United. Please God, make it feel like those United fans are sat under a leaky glazer roof at Old Trafford when they watch Aston Villa beat the hell out of them on Sunday. Please God, can we do the business like we did last season, and get our vengeance for what happened on Boxing Day when we were 2-0 up and lost 3-2. But there is a spanner in the works. A spanner in the works. Professor Unai has confirmed that Ezri Konsa is indeed injured. He has a knee sprain. He's not going to be available. He says, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks, more or less, that he's out. Not good. I was sat very close to where Ezri did the injury the other day against Sheffield United. You could tell as soon as he stayed down and struggled to move his leg and started banging the floor, you knew something was up. And fortunately, he managed to walk off the pitch. So it wasn't as disastrous. It wasn't Tyra Mings level disastrous on first glimpse, but you never know. I was also there when Jurriën Timber did his knee ligaments against Nottingham Forest. He went off at half time, came back out, stayed on for a minute, and then went straight down and has been out all season. So you don't really know with these knee injuries. Please, God, the gods, whoever's up there, Thor, Yahweh, whoever's up there, please may you listen. Zeus, if you're listening on top of Mount Olympus, please can you make sure that Ezri Konsa is not out for too long, because he has stepped up to the plate this season. He's been a leader back there in the absence of Tyrone Mings. He has been superb at centre back and at right back. And Villa, they did look a bit better, didn't they? Against Sheffield United with Konsa at right back, Carlos in the middle, and Longley there. You would assume that Pau Torres is on the comeback to take over from Longley, but yeah, it's not great news on the Konsa front. So hopefully that is not too long that he's out for. So a real mixed bag of news, wasn't it? With regards to that. Other than that, not too much else to report. Other than I hope we all say our prayers about Ezri Konsa that he's back soon enough, because let's face it, look, injury-wise, there's been a lot of clubs that have had bad injuries this season. I would say Newcastle and Tottenham have had pretty terrible injury crises. Tottenham losing Van der Ven and James Maddison within a 2-minute spell earlier this season against Chelsea, and then they were both out long term. They've had their fair share of it. Newcastle have had their fair share of it. And Aston Villa, we've really had our fair share of it. And sometimes clubs just do get unlucky. Liverpool a couple of years ago, I remember they had a horrendous spell of injuries that really sort of put the kibosh on their season. But with Villa, we just got to roll with it. As Oasis said, you got to roll with it. Got to say what you say. Don't let anybody get in your way as we make our way to the top 4. Yeah, it's going to be tight, isn't it? Chelsea tomorrow. How do you think that's going to go? Let me know. I think Villa will go strong. Chelsea, I don't think will be as bad as they've been in the last 2 games. They're a weird team. They still have some very, very good players. They're a bit of a muddle, a bit of a mess. Can't quite work out what they are. It's like loads of ingredients have been thrown in. And you tasted it, and you're like, one of those ingredients on their own tastes great, but then you throw it in, put it in the mixer, and it just tastes like, you want to go throw up. And I'm sure a lot of Chelsea fans want to throw up at the thought of having to go to Villa Park after 2 terrible losses they've just had. and Villa riding off a 5-0 battering of Sean Bean's bastards, Sheffield United. But look, it won't be easy. We'll no doubt have the high line, and Chelsea have players that can get in behind and probably cause us some problems. So we've got to be wary of that. But I'm going to be confident, say Villa get the business done. And then Manchester United this weekend. Well, oh, that's a big one, isn't it? We'll talk about that later this week. Bring them on, I say, even with the absence of Konsa. But I'll tell you what, with Leon Bailey, as Bob Marley once said, don't worry about a thing. Leon Bailey is on the wing. Please like and subscribe. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. Up the mighty Villa.